The next is free from hope and attachment. Abandon hope, all you who enter here. Okay, what does he mean? Hope and attachment we can think of as opposite sides of a coin. Hope refers to an imagined future. Attachment refers to an imagined past. You sometimes use the word remembered, but really it's still just imagination. In fact, imagination is probably a better phrase because we never really remember things as they are. All of our remembrances are coloured because of the things that we didn't pay attention to and so don't appear in the memory. And it's coloured with our preferences, our biases, and our self-interest to highlight things so that we see a little more what we would like to see. In any event, hope and attachment are referring to the indiscriminate flow of the mind into the future and the past, respectively. So we use the word indiscriminate when we're saying that the mind flows on its own, without any governance, without any questioning, without any other awareness. So you may recall from chapter 2, verses 62 and 63, the ladder of fall that was described. A man musing on objects develops attachment for them. From attachment, desire, anger, delusion, confusion of memory, loss of intellect. From loss of intellect, he perishes. The whole thing is referring to this degradation of our mental state because of indiscriminate thought, when the mind flows on its own. So it's elsewhere described as worries and anxieties. Worry refers to indiscriminate agitating thought that goes to the past. Anxiety refers to indiscriminate agitating thought that goes to the future. In either case, what's happening is that we are losing our capacity to be aware of the present moment. Imagine you're on a tightrope. You've got your big pole, and you're on the tightrope, and you're thinking about, the last time I tried this in practice, I fell off. Or you're thinking about, if I can get across the other side, then they're going to clap and cheer and give me a standing ovation. No, you don't want to be thinking about this. Why not? Okay, it's obvious. Because you need to be acutely attuned to the balance, to the sensation of the wire under your feet, so that you can make micro adjustments in real time. So it degrades the quality of our action when the mind is going in opposite directions. We don't get the success we're looking for. Ultimately, we're dissatisfied. It also saps our mental energies. We don't have an infinite resource of mind in any given moment. Where are you going to spend it? Well, if you're spending it on worries and anxieties, then we get fatigued. And of course, it destroys our mental peace. When we are in the present moment, in that state of flow, or concentration as he talks about it here, there is a peace that comes with it. We often quote the phrase from Swami Ramatirtha. Intense work, according to Vedanta, is rest. The intensity of the work keeps you in the present moment. That is restful, that is peaceful. So this is the negative effects of hope and attachment. How do you manage it? Awareness is the key. When you understand worries and anxieties for what they are, and when you can identify them in your own experience, then you can pause and reconnect back to the ideal and back to the present moment. So understanding them is the first most important aspect. So we can also do other things which can enhance this awareness. So a morning reflection practice also enhances our capacity to be aware of the mind, because it strengthens that thing which does the awareness, the intellect. The evening introspection is also something that can enhance this, because as we become aware of our mental patterns of mind drifting to this object and to that object, we can more easily say, I see what the mind is doing, and rein it back in. So that morning and evening practice can facilitate or grow our awareness of our own mind's activities. And throughout the day, if we can bring our attention back to this constant self-reflection, what am I thinking about and why am I thinking it? Labeling it for what it is enough for you to say, okay, clip it. So this is how we manage them. The next aspect is without mental fever. It's the same fundamental principle in that we are distracted and there is a lack or a loss of concentration. It's an overexcitement in the present activity. Okay, you may have seen this in different contexts. Someone gets up on stage who perhaps isn't used to public speaking, and they're so excited by the activity, not that they're worried or anxious about how they're going to be perceived, they're just so excited to be there that they start talking incredibly fast, or they're bubbling over with laughter, and they start going off track, talking about personal things rather than staying on the message. Or you see a young child and there's a gift for her birthday, and out pops a puppy or something, and she's completely overwhelmed, runs around in circles and jumps up and down and so forth. It's a beautiful YouTube moment. But what we're seeing is an overwhelming of the mind by the activity, by the excitement of the activity. The emotion is not contained. So whereas hope and attachment we can think of as inherently negative, or perhaps a better word is unpleasant, the excitement in the present activity, this mental fever, can actually be experienced positively with such a wonderful experience, like winning the lottery. It just completely took me over. But it is still detrimental to our concentration and our capacity to act. So the way to manage this is by having this recognition of not this, not this. So this is a very common and very old phrase, neti neti. No matter how good this is, no matter how great, no matter how entrancing and exciting it is, this is not the ultimate end. So once again, the way to manage it is to reconnect back to the larger long-term purpose. What is the ultimate goal of this? I'm getting all of these people in this auditorium laughing at my jokes, gasping at my insight, etc. It's overwhelming to get that kind of attention. It's intoxicating. It's nice. But why are you doing it? There's another goal that needs to be advanced here. Enjoy it, but remember there's something bigger at stake. Get back to that. So again, it's a matter of reconnecting to your higher purpose. It's to keep that excitement just reined in enough so that it doesn't overflow. The last aspect is fight. In the context in which Arjuna and Krishna are speaking, fight is exactly what he needs to do. He's in a battle. So the word fight is a proxy for the performance of your obligations according to your nature, who you are in that moment, the role that you occupy, and the goals that you have set for yourself. Arjuna is the leader of the army in the circumstance of a righteous war. his obligation is to lead the charge. Everyone's waiting on him. It's not his obligation to say, well, I'll wait till the leader kicks us all into action. No, he is the leader. So, this requires, again, an accurate assessment of who you are, where you are, the goals that you are trying to achieve, and the actions that need to go in to achieve it. Once you understand that, you simply do that. So, what is this perfect action? You start by anchoring your thoughts in the self. Attune to that Shruti note, that inner self, that is there at the beginning and will be there when it's finished. Reconnect to your higher purpose, your ideal. Accept, this is what I'm doing, irrespective of my personal feelings on the matter. Your mind surrenders to it. You assess your obligations in the moment, and you plunge into the activity, maintaining an awareness of your mind to make sure it's not drifting off into past, future, or a fever. Maintaining the awareness of the ideal so that you keep your mind in balance, and again, keeping that thought resting on the self.